In the quest for the 5 remaining places at the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals, the Shanghai Rolex Masters was set to be a key battleground. But in a tournament filled with upsets, no player secured his berth through his performance in Shanghai, as just 2 of the contenders reached the quarter-finals. However, with the release of the draws at this week's 3 ATP World Tour 250 tournaments, Australian Open champion Stan Wawrinka became the 4th player to book his ticket to London. So, with just 3 tournament weeks remaining in the regular season, there are now only 4 berths up for grabs at the season finale. And less than 100 points separates 3 of the players fighting for the number 8 place: Milos Raonic, David Ferrer and Andy Murray. Last week, the only contender to move up in the race in Shanghai was Spaniard Ferrer, who won a 3rd-round battle with Murray and replaced the Scot in 9th. Beaten by Novak Djokovic in the quarter-finals, Ferrer couldn't make a stronger bid for London. 7th in the race, Thomas Berdych extended his lead over 8th place Milos Raonic to almost 200 points after his run to the quarter-finals. But the Czech missed his chance to replace Marin Cilic in 6th when he lost to Frenchman Gilles Simon. 5th place, Kei Nishikori, coming off back-to-back titles in Kuala Lumpur and Tokyo, lost his Shanghai opener, as did Wawrinka and US Open champion Cilic. 8th placed Raonic also struggled in his opening match, retiring due to illness. Number 11 Grigor Dimitrov made it to the 2nd round before falling to Julian Benneteau. The Bulgarian is now 300 points behind 8th placed Raonic. This week, 6 of the contenders are chasing valuable points at 3 ATP World Tour 250 events. Both Murray and Ferrer have taken wild cards at Vienna, where the Scot can move ahead of the Spaniard if he wins the title. In Stockholm, Thomas Berdych needs to reach the final to improve his Emirates ATP Race to London chances. Grigor Dimitrov is also in action in Sweden and needs a good run to maintain contact with fellow contenders for London. Raonic can add a full 250 points to his race total should he win in Moscow. Cilic, who's also in Russia, needs to make the final to add to his points tally. Time now for a look at the Emirates ATP Race to London. Up to 9th after his quarter-final run in Shanghai is David Ferrer. The latest man to qualify is in 4th place, Stan Wawrinka. Rafa Nadal is above him in 3rd, while the newly crowned champion in China, Roger Federer, is 2nd. But it's Serbia's Novak Djokovic who remains number 1. In the Emirates ATP doubles team rankings, the Bryan brothers lead the way. 2nd in the race, it's Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic, with 4 places still up for grabs in London. Remember to check in to ATPWorldTour.com next week for a full roundup of the movers and shakers as we draw closer to the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals.